Hey you guys, you might think I'm crazy, but honestly I think chapter 10.3 is my favorite part of chapter 10 and of module 3. First off though, there's a lot of definitions. Expression is the sum or difference of terms. A term is the combination of numbers and or letters. Variable is the letter that represents an unknown number. Coefficient, which I always shortcut to coef, is the number part of a term. A constant is a term with only a number and no variable part. So it only has a coefficient and no letter. Variable part, which I shortcut to VP, is the variable part of a term. Or the letter part of a term. And sometimes it's the combination of letters in a term. Polynomial is an expression with a finite sum of terms, and I really don't like this, but you'll understand in a little while what it's talking about. Degree of a term is the sum of the exponents for the term. The degree of a polynomial, poly, is the highest degree in the list of degrees for that expression or polynomial. A monomial is a polynomial with one term. A binomial is a polynomial with two terms. Trinomial with three terms. Polynomial is 1, 2, 3, and more than 3. Okay? And with a polynomial, the exponents have to be positive. They can't be fractions, they can't be negative, they can't, you can't have a polynomial fraction and it really be a polynomial. And you'll learn more about what that's about later. Now, a term is a set of numbers, variables, and exponents until you get to a plus or a minus. So this has 1, 2, 3 terms. So 3 terms is a trinomial. Alright? This has only one term, so it's called a monomial. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so it would just be considered polynomial, or if polynomial isn't one of your options, you would say neither. Okay, so this has 4 terms. This has 2 terms. This has only 1 term. Now, list what the terms are. So here, 9x to the 4th, negative 7x, so notice that you keep your sign with that term, and then negative 1. This one, just x to the 5th. This one, negative x squared y, comma, 7x, or 27x, comma, 35y, comma, negative 19. For number 4, 4x cubed, comma, 3x. And for number last, just 7. Now, what are the coefficients? Remember, it's just the number parts of each term. So 9, negative 7, negative 1. Oh, goodness. This doesn't have a number in front. So when it doesn't have a number in front, it's 1. Because remember this, if I have 1 times 2, that's just 2, correct? So 1 times x would just be an x. And that comes into play more often than you're going to be comfortable with, that's for sure. But get friendly with it. It is never going away. So when this is a negative and then an x squared, y, then negative 1. And then 27 and 35 and negative 19. And on number 4, it's 4 and 3. And on number 5, your coefficient is the term. That term is called a constant because there is no variable part on this. Now, the variable part for 9x to the 4th is x to the 4th. For negative 7x, it's x. Negative 1, you don't have a variable part, so none. And on x to the 5th, it's just itself, x to the 5th. And then negative x squared y is x squared y. 27x is x. 35y is y. Negative 19, it doesn't have one. And then for x cubed is x cubed. 3x is x. And for a constant, it doesn't have a variable part. Now, the degree, okay, that degree is 4. That degree is 1. Since this doesn't have a variable part, technically, negative 1 is the same thing as negative 1 times x to the 0. So therefore, a constant has a degree of 0. And then on x to the 5th is 5. Now remember, degree of a term is the sum of your exponents. This has two different terms, or two different bases, so it has two different exponents. So 2 plus 1 gives us a 3. And then a 1, and xy to the 0, so this one is 0. Then 3, 1, and again, no variable part, exponent is 0. Now in my list, remember, the degree of a polynomial is the highest degree in the list of degrees for that expression, or that polynomial. In my list, 4, 1, and 0, 4 is my highest, so the degree of this one is 4. Well, there's only 1 in the list, so that's it. So a 3, a 1, and a 0 gives us 3. A 3 and a 1 is 3, and a 0 gives us 0. Whew. Now, we did this kind of in the last problem, or the last section in 10.1, I guess it was, where we evaluated expressions. Well, we did this in Math 55. When x is 0, you rewrite your equation, or your expression, and where the x was, you slip a 0 in there. And 2 times nothing goes away. And so the answer here is 27. Now, when x is negative 2, so we get 2 times negative 2 plus 27. Positive times negative is negative. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 27, and I could rewrite this as positive 27 minus 4, and in that direction we know that it's positive 23. Now here, 7 times 0 times 0 minus 10 times 0 plus 13. Well, times nothing goes away. So 13. Now, when x is negative 2 is a big, fat, hairy difference. So 7 times negative 2 times negative 2 minus 10 times negative 2 plus 13. Negative kills negative, so that's 14 times 2. Negative times negative, chop chop. 10 times 2 is plus 20, plus 13. 14 times 2 is 28, plus, and I'm just going to go ahead and add these two together, so plus 33, and then 28 plus 33 gives us 61. Alright, if you have questions, ask. And is there a shorter way? Yeah, you could actually have put this in the calculator. And let me show you this. I'm going to take 7 parenthesis negative 2, close it up, hit square, minus 10 parenthesis negative 2, close it up, plus 13, and that would have given it to us straight up. So can you shortcut that? Oh yeah, completely. There's another way of shortcutting this. You hit y equals, clear out anything that's already there, and you put 7, and let me back this up some, because I want you to see everything I'm hitting here. And let me kind of dim the light on this because it's definitely shining and interfering. Now 7, and your X is next to your alpha key, and your square is down here below the math and matrix keys, and then minus 10x plus 13, and then you would hit second, and you see here where it says table right above graph, second graph, and at 0 your answer here is 13, and if I arrow up to negative 2, hot dogs, there you go, 61. So this is seriously a big shortcut. So let's use this really nice shortcut for number last. So 2x. Now I don't have a square on this one, I have a caret. This is called a caret. So caret 3 plus 3x squared plus 5x minus 20. And again, second graph. At negative 2 it's negative 31. At 0 it's negative 20. And you can't see that. There we go. At negative 2 it's negative 34. At 0 it's negative 20. So let's go ahead and put the negative 2 in here and work it and prove to you that this is right. So 2 times negative 2 3 times, plus 3 times negative 2 twice, plus 5 times negative 2 minus 20. A negative kills a negative, but we still got a negative left. So 4 times, negative 4 times 4. And that negative kills that negative. And that's plus 6 times 2. Positive times negative is minus 10 minus 20. Now I work these two, and negative 16 plus 12. Now I can add these two together. A negative 10 plus a negative 20. Remember this, if I owe and I owe some more, I owe a lot more. So I have to add these two together, which gives me negative 30. Now, if I owe 16 and I pay 12, opposite signs, when I add them together, I really subtract. And 16 minus 12 leaves me negative 4, minus 30, which is negative 34. Again, if I owe and I owe more, so I have to add them together. So that did end up correct. And I do enjoy not so much this part of it, other than the fact that I can use the shortcut in using the calculator. But these are so simple if you just learn the definitions and understand how to do it. It's so easy, and most people make it so much harder than it should be. So please learn your definitions and learn what it really means, because this should never be a hard lesson.